Hey, what's up guys? It's Brendan from Best Life Weight Loss. And today's bike vlog, I want to talk about out of sight, out of mind. You know, one of the most successful things in my weight loss journey, other than obviously the calorie deficit, is what makes it the end all be all, makes it so successful. I've really been hitting my calorie deficit goals, so I'm happy about that. Finally trying to get down to that, back to that 220. But what do I mean when I say out of sight, out of mind? You know, when you go to the grocery store, when you go to Walmart, when you go shopping for your food, you know, I was doing it yesterday. I was out there, I was getting my food, I was grocery shopping, buying fruits, vegetables. And there are certain things that, you know, I just know that I can't buy. Certain things that I just know that I wouldn't be able to control myself if I bought it. I always go back to I always bring up the Oreos thing, because it's one of those things where I can just remember how I was. I would go through lines of Oreos, eating 8, 9, 10 at a time, you know, just stacks of fucking Oreos. Go through a gallon of milk a day. You know, recently on my cheat days, I've been letting myself have some milk. I've been having fat-free, maybe 16, sometimes 24 ounces with like a brownie or a donut. I was going through fucking gallons of whole milk, and you know, milk, it's a lot of fat. Just thinking about all of the crazy amounts of calories I used to consume, you know, and it was so interesting because I've been fat basically my whole life, morbidly obese, and it was calories, sugar content. It was never things I even thought of, you know, never even crossed my mind. Nutrients? What the fuck is nutrients? Vegetables? Never even protein? I was just eating to get full, make sure I should taste it good, you know? And now I'm fucking 33 years old. If you 33, play Expedition 33, game of the year. But I'm 33 years old now, and I'm realizing, like, oh man, you know, I can still eat food that is delicious, get full, and lose weight. And it's really about the food you're eating, how you're preparing it, and the kind of calorie deficit you're putting yourself through. You know, the more you exercise, the more intense you are, the more fucking cardio and weights you do, the more calories you consume, and vice versa. The less you burn, the less you consume. Now, what if you're burning a lot and consuming a little? That's a good calorie deficit, you know? And when I say, like, I literally portion control things when I buy them. Like, you know, it's so much cheaper to buy bags of rice. But when I was cooking rice in a rice cooker, I was eating way too much rice. And I find that just buying the little cups, it helps me portion control. It helps me control myself in that aspect. You know, I loved eating rice, still love eating rice. But I used to make rice, and 80% of my plate was rice and then meat, and there was no vegetables. Now, my plate is fucking like 30% vegetables and 40% meat, and then 30% more of the carbs. And I feel like breaking the food up like that, just having more protein, more vegetables, and less carbs, and making it taste good. You know, I can say the carbs and the protein, and I can say all the nutrient aspects, but if your food is bland, boring, trash, uneventful, your diet is not going to be as successful. It's going to be hard. Trust me, as someone that was morbidly obese for most of his life, tried different diets, restrictive diets, rice cakes, all kinds of shit. They didn't fucking work. It was only when I realized that I can make the food taste good, that I can have food that tastes good, And I mean, nowadays it's so easy, so much easier. There is a million different alternatives. You know, I don't know if the fake sugars are healthy for you, unhealthy for you, but all the research I've done, all the studies I've seen, it's fine. It's more healthy for you to consume the fat-free, the zero sugar version overall. Like, it just is. Do the research. But that being said, the diet sodas, the fucking ice cream, there's protein fucking ice cream for sale. That's a decent price, decent calories. So it's like, we have so many options now. Biscuits, protein bars that almost taste like, well, they don't really taste like cookies, but they have great texture. And if anyone has a texture issue, you know, like sometimes you can sacrifice a little bit of taste for a wonderful texture. And when you're trying to find healthy foods that fit protein and nutrient goals, it can be very gross, be very texture weird. So nowadays, you know, we have so many different, I tried different frozen aspects, like meats and stuff, and it's just better just to buy your meat, freeze it yourself, season it yourself, cook it yourself. Don't buy any meat that's pre-seasoned because you don't know what's in it. And that's really what it comes down to when you're making your own food, when you're dictating your own diet, is that you know every aspect of what goes in it. You know, you can buy something that's already made somewhere else, but you don't know how much salt or fat or butter or margarine or oils or what kind of oils they were putting in it, you know? And all of that stuff matters. There's oil that has calories in it. What? You know what I mean? There's motherfuckers that are putting butter in something you wouldn't think would have butter in it, and it's increasing the calories by 200-300. And that's insane. To where, hey, I'm not saying not to cook with butter, but I'm saying when you make it yourself, when you cook the food yourself, when you are 100% in control of your diet, there's no question about what's going in. It all harkens back to tracking. I have many videos talking about tracking your calories, tracking your workout. Tracking your calories is going to increase the chance of you losing weight by at least 30%. Because once you start to see the numbers, remember when I said in the beginning of the video, where I was talking about I never really had a concept of calories, nutrients, anything like that? When you start to track your numbers, when you start to actually write down and see, oh, these are the calories, these are the numbers I'm doing, it you know, for some people it's gonna click. And it clicked for me, and I realized, and I could see it, and I was like, holy shit. And now I am so calorie conscious of things. I'm reading things and I'm like, oh, only 90 calories for this body armor, but it has 22 grams of sugar. That loaded up sugar that can turn into more calories. So it's like things like that. It's not just about you changing your diet, you being in a deficit, but it really comes down to you understanding how to make your body stronger, better, faster, and happier. I'm telling you, get on your weight loss journey, get a calorie deficit, and you will be happy. And a key component is to not buy foods that you're gonna overeat on or that you're gonna binge on. You know, it really starts at the grocery store. And you really gotta make an effort to not buy the foods. You know yourself. You know what you're gonna be able to control yourself with. Buy the foods you can control yourself. Buy fruits and vegetables. Very hard to binge on fruit. You eat 2 bananas, you done. Some grapes, you good. Nuts. There's so many different alternatives to snack on to help you not binge. But it really comes down to you just not buying, you know, out of sight, out of mind. It is a real thing. It can help you like it helps me. Something I still implement every single time I go to the grocery store. But that's what I got for you guys. Hope you start your weight loss journey today and stay positive.